design team in our series, Creative Ways to Use Busy Papers. This is a subject that I feel really passionate about, and I want to share my secrets. I'm here today to talk to you about busy papers, and I've purposefully not watched any of the other design team's videos because I wanted to give you my unique view on busy papers. Now, I have the Smitten paper pack here, and I would consider this a pretty busy paper pack. Now, I know everybody is a little different, but here's how I look at my paper packs. I want to break them down into bite-sized pieces. Sure, could I digest all of this at once? Of course, I could. I could put it all on one layout, but what has worked well for me as a designer is to break things apart into different pieces. And so my initial thought is I don't want all of these busy patterns on one piece of paper, on one layout or one project. So I generally do things like this. I will, if it's the 6 sheets of paper, I would tend to put the pinks together and then maybe tend to put the blues together. That's just my way of doing things. These are busy. I don't think that I would use a lot of both of these. I might use the heart pattern with a little strip of this busier striped paper. I know everything coordinates, but again, my thought is just always to break things down. It just feels like it's easier to digest for me. And I hope that you guys feel the same when we're done with this project. So I'll give you another example. And this is what we're going to work with today. I have our beautiful Isabella paper here. And this isn't our busiest of patterns, but I just want to show you. Always try to find at least 2 meaningful groupings of paper when I am creating. So now I have, I'll put this blue here, and I'm going to put this pretty yellow diamonds paper back here. And so could I again put all of these onto one single layout? Hope this is in frame. I should go this way with them. Of course I could, but I find that when I'm designing to break them down again, just makes things look prettier. Now, that might not be everybody's theory. They might say use a little bit here and there, but with me, I tend to like to break them down. So this is where I started my layout, and it's a pretty basic layout because as you can see, I'm nursing a little wound on my finger, and so things are a little difficult. I have our Storyteller, a Story by Stacy how-to book, and I love just looking at the layouts because I love to imagine what they can become with my photos. And so I thought this was a pretty good little starting point for my layout. I want to do a 2-page layout, but this is my inspiration piece. So let me show you what I've done. Move that up and out of the way so I can refer back to it. Hopefully it stays on that page. Now I had 4 photos of my girls and I when we went to, of course, Disney. We're at Beaches and Cream, someplace we've never been. And I wanted to scrapbook these pictures. Whoops. That book did not stay. That inspiration piece, I thought I would use more towards the right-hand page, and then I would just do my own thing on the left. I'm sticking to the florally paper suite that I put together for you guys. So we're just going to use 3 of the 6 patterns available. So here's what I'm thinking. I actually need to run and just get a white piece of cardstock. Okay, because that's going to be the base for this page we're going to build. I'm going to use this entire piece of floral paper on this particular side. I've already trimmed this down. I think I made this about 9 inches across here. I'm just going to lay everything out. I just like to simplify the patterns. I think that's the best bet. The photos are busy enough. You have some pattern, busy, but if I put too much on, it's just going to be way too much on this layout. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this particular piece. Again, this isn't like the layout. I knew that each of these photo mats was 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. So I made this 9 1/2 inches wide by 7 1/4 inches wide. And I'm just going to adhere that down. I think this Isabella paper is so romantic and beautiful. I'm just going to center. You can tell I have not even brought down my Versamat. I'm going to try to get an equal distance from left to right and down on the top, from the top there. And then I'm just going to put some photos on. Sometimes layouts don't have to be overly complicated. And since we're keeping this busy paper simple, we are also going to just keep this overall layout pretty simple here too. Doesn't mean simple can't be beautiful. It definitely can. So once again, this is another one of my little tricks that I do all of the time. Just try to get the things equal distance. You don't have to always measure. On this page, we are going to actually go without the background. I guess I could have added one, but I think it's pretty just the way it is. So I'm just going to go ahead and lay those there for a moment. Now you might remember this bright blue background is we're going to use the back, and we're going to use the white with the yellow. I'm just going to stick that to the edge of my 12 by 12 paper here. Just going to line that up a bit. Okay. Just making sure we're still good in the frame here. I think we're off a little bit, so let me move you over. Okay, so I've just put that down to the white cardstock, and then I'm just going to adhere this down as well. Now this green floral or viney piece here, it's beautiful, and we are going to use some of that too. So I'm just going to try to match this up as best I can here. And then what I've done is I have taken some of my, I think they were fancy border thin cuts that you guys might have these in your stash. I don't think they're available any longer, but they were fun to play with. And if you have any kind of a thin cut or CRICUT cut, you could do something similar to this. I just simply took the one die, laid it on my paper, cut part of my paper, and then moved it down, lined it up, and cut again. With this little 6-inch-ish border piece, I can go ahead and create a big running border for the side of my page here. And so we're going to adhere that down as well. Okay, then I have some more pieces that I can embellish with. I actually have, and you know what? I think I'm going to move that over just a bit. It's that thing when you're designing live. I don't want to cover up so much of this. I have a piece of our sticker sheet, and it had this yellow border that was left from when I made some other projects. It might have been the workshop kit. And I'm just going to stick that down. On the inspiration layout, there was some ribbon, but you could always use a piece of zip strip. There were some really pretty zip strip options here. You could use some ribbon, you could use the stickers, whatever you have. And I just wanted this to be a bright, cheerful layout. So I love the way that that came together. And now I simply have to put a few more photos. I'm going to try to line these up from left to right here. And sometimes I just grab what I have on hand. Let's do that. I'm going to start with Emma's photo here. And wouldn't you know, I ran out of adhesive. Okay. We're almost done though. So I'm just making myself a little ruler here. And I'm going to put Emma down right about there. I want her to be kind of straight and even with the photos next or on the left page. And I'm just looking to see what else I have here in my stash. I could definitely pop Katie up a bit. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to put some foam tape behind her. Now we have this adorable Isabella CRICUT collection. If you click on the link below, click on the CRICUT C, it will take you over to CRICUT.com where you'll log in with your CRICUT account and you can purchase this adorable digital set. It has layouts, it has titles, it has beautiful flowers, and you can purchase this for $9.99. So I've gone ahead and cut some of those out and actually glued them on. And I peeled that foam right off, all the way off. Okay, just going to adhere a couple of these. And I think that I want to put the title, oh, maybe about there. Because I have a great big cluster of flowers that I want to put. So here we are. I've got 3 different big flowers that I've cut out. And these were kind of cool because it was very intricately cut. My CRICUT did well with cutting it out. We're just going to start putting those down. And we'll see how we end up liking those. I think I will put this one here. I'm just going to start building. Once again, all of these pieces that you see me arranging here were cut from the Isabella CRICUT collection with Close to My Heart cardstock that matches the Isabella collection. Now, you'll also notice that the photos have been mounted onto Ballerina Cardstock, and they help to actually break up the overly busy patterns paper as well. And so I think that and that oversized white and yellow mat that the left 2 pictures sit upon really do a good job of toning down the busy paper, don't you think? For some finishing touches, I ran some white and gold ribbon down this side of the page. I was going to put a little bow as I had seen on our inspiration, but I decided it was just a little too much, so I removed that bow. And also I put down a zip strip here. That was from the Isabella paper pack. I also pulled in some of our Bashful pearls, which are really old, but I wanted to use them. And I have one of our gold shimmer brushes. And what I have done is I have simply gone around the outside of these flowers like so. And just created some shadowing on just a few. Not all, but just a few of these flowers. It's a little understated elegance on the layout. So again, I hope that you've enjoyed creating with a busy paper pack. Let's take a look at some close-ups. Also, be sure to check out all of the other Creative Design Team members' videos. I'll link them down below in my video's descriptions. And be sure to come back next month and watch us because we have a great big surprise that we're going to be unveiling. If you've not yet become one of my subscribers, please do so by clicking that subscribe button. Thanks for watching and have a creative day.